Hey guys, welcome back to another layout update here on Chessie Systems Canadian Operations. Happy to be back filming some content and actually have some time to be working on the layout. So gonna get back into some sort of routine of getting some video content up and more importantly getting some work done on the layout. A little bit of big news actually. So my dad has moved now closer. He's about 10 minutes away just down the road in Tilbury, which is awesome. It also means that we are now going to begin construction of his layout. So he's got a pretty exciting space. We're going to document the build, film it, throw it up on YouTube, you know, for a good portion of it here, and just sort of take you guys along with that process. It will be an N scale build. He's got quite the collection that we got to sort of put back together, which is going to be pretty exciting. So big shift from his traditional layout that he had. And you know, we'll take you guys along the way with all the bench work, the wiring, how we're going to set it up. We are going to do a dual setup similar to mine where he can run both DC and DCC, which will be pretty exciting for him. He'll be able to get some sound without having to have the controller and all that fun stuff. So look for that content coming up. Just waiting on a few more pieces to come together as far as his house goes, you know, finishing that room off so that we can get in there and start doing some of the groundwork for the layout. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really exciting, big build. For this channel and for my layout, still working away on the N scale, but I've actually started doing some work on the HO scale switching layout. So look for a separate video coming up shortly related specifically to the HO content. I'm gonna try to keep them separate for those of you who are here for the N scale stuff, and then the guys that are jumping on for the HO. HO is gonna be very specific for operations setup. Not a huge layout, just a small switching layout, just something to sort of wet my tongue with respect to HO scale. So really looking forward to that. Gonna do some cool industrial themed stuff with that layout. So keep an eye on the channel if that interests you for down the road. There will be some HO related content. So enough of me gabbing. I'm gonna take you off the tripod. We'll go through and show you just some of the work, where the layout's at right now, sort of what next steps are gonna be, and sort of the projects that I'm gonna put first and foremost. So join me as we take a look here. Okay guys, so forgive the mess. It has been some time. I've been on the road for work for the better part of 4 or 5 months now. So I didn't have a whole lot of time in the layout room here. So a little messy, getting things sort of squared back away, cleaned up, did some serious track cleaning. And as you can see, I've done a little bit more ballasting. So I got a little ballast down right here, as well as in this back portion. Kind of hard to see with the row buildings there. And then of course this will be new. Started work on another paved road, which ties into the one that I've already featured here. So that's pretty exciting, big step there. Still unsure as to what I'm going to do with these row buildings. Not really sure that they're fitting where I've got them there. I've decided that in this gap here, this is going to be farm field. I want to do sort of like a hay field. You know, something to lure the eye, put some equipment in there, a little scene just to distract from the trains in the background. As you can see, I've put in a bit of a visual block with those trees. And that's just sort of to help break up, because it's just a small loop layout, I wanted to break it up into almost scenes. So there's obviously a lot of track visible here in this scene. The silo elevator offers a little bit of a visual break as well as those clump of trees, but there was really nowhere where I lost the locomotive. And for a small layout, I think that that's really important. You know, it gives you that sense of depth and sense of scale, size and scale. So if you can get your locomotives to disappear or marginally disappear, I want to fill this in a little more. But basically I just did a visual block at Blenheim Junction, which will draw focus obviously to the front, and you know, gives you that sort of visual break afterwards. So still need to decide what I'm doing here. I want to start getting some ballast and yard stuff down. I did lay some crossings in place here. So obviously in the machine shop and vehicle repair area, the rip track and the service bay. I wanted somewhere where the company trucks were driving through and over, as well access into here. You know, this is kind of tied in, blocked in with the rails. So I needed to have some sort of realistic entry point, obviously. So then here, there's another crossing. There'll be a road coming up into this service facility, this ag facility. This one here I opted to do, this will be an asphalt crossing, but then this one here I went with the Blair Lines kit here, a 2.5 2 lane and half, to make up the size for what I deemed appropriate for my road. Obviously I make it a little bigger with the Plasticard than it should be, but that's because I feather in the road edge there with the gravel. So that's my thought process behind that. Not a whole lot has gone on this side. This is kind of the side that everybody sees. Been posting some pictures up. Pretty pleased with it. Been doing a few details here and there. The biggest thing is going to be the static grass. So I've been practicing on my static grass, just trying to get that feel and get that down pat. So that kind of added to that scrubbed out area in the diamond that's sort of been abandoned. I want to work on feathering out that ballast a little more, put a little more green ground cover in, and the fall colors just for that overgrowth. If we go over here, we've got a CSX locomotive GB38-2 sitting on the rails, and some traffic from the interchange on the queso sitting ready to be picked up. So that is Representative Fargo. I had talked for a long time about doing a staging cassette. Not overly concerned about doing that at this point, as this is more rail fanning as opposed to operations. So I will be transitioning over to that on the HO side. But that is pretty well where the layout's at this point, guys. Not too much to share. Just playing around with sort of building placement and what I want to do. I think I have finally decided that this will remain. This is sort of to try to mimic Blenheim as closely as possible. So I got to get down there and try to get a sort of current shot. It's obviously very different from the era that I'm modeling, but can definitely get the feel, especially with the work Dad did on this fantastic elevator conversion here that he did up to represent Warwick. So really cool. Really looking forward to, as I say, getting these back pieces done, working the ballast all the way around. My attempt at a little 3D relief building in there, and then of course the greenery in and around the water tower. Not really a fan of the water tower. A very simple kit, but it's just not the it's not the right size. I don't feel. I don't get that impeding sense that you do with some of the local water tanks around here. So I think I might be changing that. But we're getting there slowly and surely. Slowly but surely we are getting there. So that is my N-scale layout update for now. So go ahead and join me on the next video for the HO if that's something that interests you. A lot of the similar practices are going to be applied over there, just on a different scale. Interesting to get in there and start playing around with the HO stuff and see if I can do some damage with that. But for all the new subscribers, want to say thank you for stopping by. Hit 500, which was awesome, especially because I haven't really been putting anything out. So pretty excited about that. So hopefully with more content will come more viewers, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.